Hi everyone, this is Deborah with Hello My Garden, and we are here for our weekly update of our permaculture edge area, which we call our wild area too. And thank you for those that wished us some rain this week. We did get about 3/4 of an inch earlier in the week. Many in this state had some thunderstorms last night. Hopefully not too destructive. I missed out. I got about a sprinkling, I think, of rain this morning, and hopefully we'll get some more of that rain. So if y'all could keep thinking good thoughts for us in terms of the rain, I greatly appreciate it. So here we go with our update, and we have our comfrey looking a little bit more perky with a little bit of rain. Oh, look, a little bit of sun's peeking out here. That's chrysanthemum. And that's tea chrysanthemum. So I'm looking, I don't think it's doing really robustly, but it's surviving. So I guess that's good news anyway. And comfrey, this is cardinal flower. That is a chop and drop plant, pokeweed. So we practice just chop and drop plants here for nutrition. Again, I can't mulch, which is what the yard really needs to build up this soil, because of our vole problem. But hopefully we can find ways to compensate for that as we go. There's comfrey, milkweed, and there's a few flowers still popping up here and there, which is a nice sign, a nice view, nice sight. Here is our Rosa Sharon. And many don't know that Rosa Sharon petals are edible. I don't eat them, but they are edible if we need some extra food. So let's check on our mason bee house. Does not look like we have any increased occupancy since last week. But sometimes we don't know until they're full, and there might be a little bit towards the back. We don't really know until the tubes are full, so. And we have sunflowers and bee balm. Looking a little better from that little bit of rain from last week, but still looking a little rough. So here is my thyme, creeping thyme, and I grow that. I haven't really used it for food seasoning or any teas or anything. I can, but what I really use it for is hopefully for when it flowers, that the pollinators and the bees can get some of that chemical that it makes, the thymol, that helps them in their fight against the varroa mites. So I'm always very happy seeing the thyme grow and spread. The fennel not looking so great. Our white mulberry tree looking pretty good. And fennel not so good. This is the Italian red chicory. This one has some nibbling on by rabbits or deer, but this one not as much as the other one. The other one stays mowed down. And the other one over here stays mowed down, and I still haven't decided on what manner I'm going to cover it, but I really will need to, or hide it with another plant there to confuse the bunnies and the deer a little bit. And there's our common milkweed, and that's for the monarch butterflies. And here is our Echinacea purpurea. And look, there's a cosmos. It's a volunteer. Didn't realize it was there. And it's very pretty. So I don't see any evidence of the Aster's yellow disease flowers. So maybe I got them. I hope I did. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And what do we have over here? We have a passion flower. So this is not the local maypop or passiflora incarnata that is native to North Carolina, but I believe it's cerulean. Can't remember, but it's doing very well here, and the flowers are pretty. So here is bee balm. We have a lot of volunteer cherry tomato types. This is a yarrow that I planted here recently. There is our some blackberries that we have. We have 2 areas of blackberries. That is our white snowball blackberry, and I'm really looking forward, as I mentioned before, seeing that grow. Sunflower. Let's run on over to our kiwi. And here's our blackberries. They're kind of young still. I think I planted them last year, but they're doing okay. Okay, so hardy kiwis hanging in there, looking pretty good. They really appreciate the little bit of rain we have in sunflower. And this kiwi actually has come over to the other panel. I love to see them spread, even if it's just a little bit. And look at this. We have our Malabar spinach, which I couldn't remember the name of last week. For some reason, I had a brain blank. Malabar spinach is growing very fast, and it is reaching up to meet the kiwi, and hopefully they will not interfere with each other. But the kiwis are perennial. This Malabar is here only for warm weather, so ultimately it won't be a problem. And here's the kiwi that was looking the most rough last week. It's hanging in there and actually did well enough to spread to the other side of the panel. So that is a great sign. Just needs a little bit more water. And hyssop. So our hyssop is looking a little rough too from the lack of water. Hopefully it'll start to perk up with this little bit of rain, and if we do get a little bit more, that'll really make a big difference. So we have cosmos and another volunteer tomato, some stinging nettle, a lot of seeds on that stinging nettle. And I'll do a quick little tour of our raised beds, which we really didn't do much with this summer. So there's my cucumber bed, and it's starting to go, so I'll probably pull that out very soon. There is some cucumbers on it. This bed is going to be a carrot bed. I didn't plant anything in it this year, or this fall, this season. There is hyssop that we have pretty much growing up everywhere that volunteers. This has become a hyssop bed for that reason. It just volunteered. We had 1 or 2 plants in there and it's kind of spread. But the pollinators love it, and we do use it for tea, so it's not, the pollinators love it. I mean, when I say love it, they love it. See all the bees on there. But we do use it for tea as well. And here's another bed that's become a hyssop bed. There are some Egyptian walking onions in there. There's also a few volunteer tomatoes in there, as you can see there. This is our greens bed, and again, more volunteer tomatoes. Covered greens bed. This is our covered greens bed from last year. So we allow it just to grow, go to seed. There's actually some pests on there, but the birds will take care of them, or we'll pick a few off probably. There's a yarrow over there. So we let them go to seed and let the birds eat the seeds, and let that become, and then the seeds will also cause some greens to volunteer elsewhere in our garden, and we think that that's a good thing. So I did put a few celosia flowers in there for the pollinators, so those are coming up. There's a blackberry in here hidden on this volunteer tomato, and we'll have to move that. And then some okra, and I did transplant this okra in here a couple weeks ago, and there's a little okra on there. So let me run over. Oh, this is a noodle, a long bean noodle, red noodle bean that volunteered from last year, and so I stuck this little trellis here to accommodate it. And this is a volunteer tomato again. I'm not sure, did I remember if I talked about it again earlier? Don't know. In any case, this one's doing really well, and it's a volunteer. I think it may, I had one hybrid tomato, cherry tomato, and it looks a little bit like that one, and I think it might be a result of that hybridized tomato, because it doesn't look exactly like it, so it's probably had reverted back to one of its parents. Okay, so sweet potato bed, and I have some golden berries in there too that have volunteered. So this is our sweet potato bed, and we've got some roselle in there, and also a few okra. And the okra over here, actually it's the same as the other okra, It is coffee bean okra that we got from Baker's Seeds, and it's supposed to be a variety of okra that has been used for a beverage, you know, roasting the seeds and then using the beverage. I don't know if I'm going to try it that way. I think I'm basically just going to eat the okra. But that one particular pod is so big, it may be too tough to eat by now. I don't know. So thank you all so much for joining us this week, and I hope you have a great gardening week.